start? Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the blessed one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Dear Dhamma friends, welcome to our Thursday Dhamma Chat series. Today we are going with another session. I'm here with Venerable Bhante Chandananda, my wonderful Kalyana Mitra friends, to answer some of the questions that you have. So if you have any question, you can also text us, or if you are in person with the Zoom link, you can also speak or just type it in the chat. So to begin with, I would like to discuss with Bhante Chandananda. I think that itself will be a great exploration of the wisdom. So Bhante Chandananda, if we begin with this session, maybe we can touch upon the peace walk. Peace walk has become so popular, and everyone is so happy to talk about peace. I think everyone needs peace, right? Somehow, out of nowhere, the peace walking group of monks have come to a very important point. They have made the peace message of the Buddha available to everyone. Bhante, what do you think is the reason?
First of all, thank you, Bante. Thank you for having me and with this weekly Dhamma chat, Dhamma discussion. So I believe what those peace walk monks are doing is that they are simply continuing and that age-old tradition of monastic members. In fact, this reminds us of the Buddha's very first advice to the very first group of monks. Right after they became enlightenment, or all became enlightened, so Buddha asked them to walk for true world peace. Addressing the first group of monks, Buddha said that charata bhikkhave charikang bahujana hitaya bahujana sukaya attaya hitaya sukaya deva manussanang. Monks walk for the good of others, walk for the well-being of the multitude, walk for the happiness and well-being of the multitude, out of compassion for human beings and also out of compassion for divine beings as well. So that is the the duty assigned by the Buddha, directly by the Buddha. So that duty we as the disciples of the Buddha, especially as monastic disciples of the Buddha, we have that duty with us all the time. And those wonderful monks, they are simply continuing that tradition. I hope it is a great respect and tribute to the very first advice of the Buddha. And also we know that with that, we see how effective, still today, how effective it is. They are already making a really global impact on everyone's lives in many ways. Unimaginable things are happening for the good of human beings, for the betterment and for the well-being of human beings. So we see when we go out to get things done, anytime we see people, everyone is talking about the peace walk. So it has already made a huge global impact in people's lives, and they are really making a spiritual awakening. So we should be really thankful and grateful for those monks for doing that. And in fact, I personally see that we are getting the benefit daily, no matter where we are. For instance, a few hours ago, I happened to go to the highway patrol police office because our mom got into an accident, so she needed a detailed police report. Usually it costs money. We have to submit certain amount of money to get the detailed report. But those police people, gentlemen, when they realized that he is a monk, so they said, don't worry about the money. I'm going to give you the detailed report. So there was a line, but he was very compassionately offered it. I think it's we are also benefiting from that. So it's making huge impact globally, and I hope that what we see today is just the tip of iceberg. I mean, as far as the impact of that peace walk is concerned. But in 10, 15 years to come, we'll be witnessing complete transformation, especially in the spiritual world, with the influence of this peace walk month.
Yeah, this actually is not a normal thing, right? The phenomenon that's happening is because of the because of the impact, and also people really need peace, right? Also, they are having so much anxiety, they have fear, they have health issues, lot of things are there, and people are overwhelmed with so much suffering. And when they see the monks walking in peace, they really feel connected. And I think it didn't happen just like that, right?
That's true.
It was an accident that caused this whole thing. I suppose because before that also there were a lot of peace works.
Yes.
A lot of peace works happened.
And Bhante has been.
Yeah, I also myself was involved in a number of peace walks, and I've seen like these monks, especially the Thai monks, they do practice tudong, tudong charika. That's a special Vinaya practice that they do conduct to ward off some of the mistakes that they, Vinaya mistakes that they do. So they want to work with that. And like in Europe and America, now the monks are also walking for peace with some signs on their hands. When they walk, people really feel connected. And now it has become so popular and so wonderful, and we all are so happy because we also do that thing. The Buddha mentioned about these things, right? To the monks, the advice the Buddha said at the very first um, assembly of the 60 Arahanta monks. He said, uh, Charatha bhikkhave charikang bahujana hitaya bahujana sukhaya attaya hitaya deva manusana, right? So for the well-being and happiness of the many, please go forward, meet lot of people. And Ma Ekvena Dve Agamita, he said, because he wanted to manage the people, the limited resources that he had, right?
Asking them to go individually in all directions.
Yeah, so that they can meet more and more people. And not only humans, but also the other celestial beings, devas, heavenly beings. And so this has become an age-old tradition. And today these silent monks are walking everywhere. And if they are approached by people, they can also give Dhamma talks, right? Bhante, do you remember there was an incident with King Ashoka, right? Because he was Chanda Ashoka, warrior Ashoka, and he became Dharma Ashoka, having seen a simple young Samanera novice monk. Would you like to
Yes, Bhante.
explain?
Every time I think about that, and it gives us so much inspirations, because and also it reminds us of a particular Dhammapada stanza, which says that Yohave Dharo Bhikkhu Yunjati Buddha Sasane So Imang Lokam Pabasiti Abba Mutto Chandima. Even no matter how young the monk would be, even a young monk, if he is well versed in the Dhamma, if he has come to this Dhamma and practice Dhamma and live in accordance with the Dhamma, he has the potential to illuminate the whole world. Abbamutto Chandima, just as the fresh moon just came out of the cloud. He has that potential to illuminate the whole world. That's what we are witnessing today too. But as Bhante said, that in the Asoka's time, actually when we look back, we see that if not for that young monk who was 7 years old in age, if not for that monk, Buddhism would have been disappeared long time back, especially in that King Asoka's time. So that young monk changed the heart and the mind of an emperor, and it's because of that emperor's royal patronage we were able to hold the Third Buddhist Council. So as a result, we got fortunate to receive Buddhism from King Asoka's son, Venerable Mahamahinda the Great. So all this happens because of that disciplined conduct, and then that discipline that composed the mind of that young monk. So if one single young monk can bring about that much well-being to the world, see the potential of monks when we get together. From
infinite.
all, it's infinite. Yes, Bhante.
Yeah, I think with Bhante Nigrodha Samanera, the little novice monk, who actually didn't want to give any Dhamma talks. He was just walking peacefully, and the king saw he was already restless. He didn't have peace in his mind, and he couldn't sleep. He had sleep like insomnia already. and he had anxiety, kind of depression. So when he was looking out of the window, he suddenly saw this little monk, and it twisted the whole course of Buddhist history,
That's
right? The transformation that took place, as Bhante mentioned, that's how Buddhism received, Sri Lanka received Buddhism, and many other countries received Buddhism because King Ashoka patronized the Third Buddhist Council, and then it reached far and wide across the boundaries of India. And that really was a really historic moment for Buddhism in the world. And then now the monks are walking. And previously, I remember when we were little monks, those days we didn't have so much transportation. We used to walk. For dana, we used to walk. And then people also had, Buddhist flags, and then the drum beatings, and we were just walking. The monks were walking, and then the people around, like they were also saying sadhu, sadhu. Especially for young children, I think that was a very inspiring, peaceful moment to see the monks walking. Bhante, have you encountered monks walking when you were little? I remember when I was little, even before becoming a monk, we saw monks walking along the streets, like they were walking alone, and then we used to run to them and pay homage to them. I had several, we don't know them. Whenever we see a monk coming, and we just bow to them, and then they keep walking. And then, these things happen. Have you had any
Yes,
experience?
Bante. One of the beautiful memories I have about the monks walking is about Most Temple Bambalpiti Jnana Lokatero. He is one of my friends, close friends from Sri Lanka. In fact, we received high ordination together at the same high ordination ceremony. And actually, I met him when he was practicing walking. He used to walk from Colombo to sometimes Kataragam, and on his way, sometimes he used to stop by at Ahangama where we lived in. So his simple way of life, having very limited things in his hands, like the begging bowl and the uh, three robes and all that. So uh, he's actually that composure made a really great impact on us, and a really great impression on us when we were so young. And we grew up in a monastery, and of course we receive daily dana, monthly dana, and all that. And we have quite comfortable places to dwell in. But that Bante, he was just walking barefoot and just receiving alms round, going on begging. So actually, it reminded us of the real, true purpose of monastic life. So I think that is the beautiful memory I have. And also Bante Nyanalok, when we got the chance to talk to him personally, he told us the beautiful things happen in his walks. For instance, that time actually it was a war zone in the northern part of Sri Lanka. Even during that time, when the war at very peak time, so still he had crossed that those war zones. So and Bante told me that even so-called LDT members, they were so nice to him,
They
and
offered him dana.
they offered him dana welcomed him and took care of him. So it's so nice that every time we walk, and as Bante also said that as young monks we used to walk alone, and whatever the appointments or the ceremonies events, we used to go walking by walking. So by walking, it always reminds us of our monastic duty, and we always feel the connectedness that we become so humble, and we feel the duty assigned on us. So we feel the connectedness that we have that duty, um, that we have to cater the needs of these lay people, and we see their pain and suffering, hard work and all that. So we grow up with that, the sense of empathy. It's really helpful in so many ways.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bante, for sharing that. I think there is a Sanskrit Sanskrit shloka. It says at the end, I think, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, right?
That's true.
So the whole Vasudha is the earth. So Kutumba is the family. So the entire earth becomes one united family when you touch upon the Mother Earth. So I think nowadays we try to elevate ourselves from the Mother Earth or separate ourselves from the Mother Earth. And if we become humble and if we become more grounded, even literally, it's a serious, we have some ramifications. We see that when we do that, we are connected to the Mother Earth when we walk. Just barefoot walking, even like walking here in the farm, we see how we are connected to the birds, how we are connected to the trees and the other animals, and also the nature, the sky, everything. Now, when we are confined to maybe different things away from that reality, that ground reality, I think we are kind of separate, right?
That's very true, Bhante. I think this ongoing monks' peace walk is a clear testimony to the fact that once we, put down the ego, how light we can travel across the globe with very limited things, needing very little, expecting nothing. So how light we can travel. The only condition is once we put down that ego, we can travel so light.
Yeah, I think in Dhammapada there's a beautiful stanza. It says, Sapatta bharo pakhi sakuno.
That's
Right?
really interesting.
Yeah. So Sapatta bharo pakhi sakuno means the birds can fly with the weight of the wings, and they don't carry anything, right? They have the nest, they build the nest, and with so much toils, they do so much hard work to build a little nest, and then they lay eggs, and then they take care of the birds, and when they grow old, they leave everything behind. Just like that, you travel with light. So travel light makes so much sense, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, Bante. Yene vadeti sampatta bharo vadeti. So, actually, as Bante said, that only the weight of the wings. So, also, they are in that context. It refers to the weight of the robes and the begging bowls, and also uh, in our flight to liberation, nirvana, we also have two wings. That is, one wing is compassion, the other wing is wisdom. So karuna and panya. So we all need to have these two wings. If we were to lose one wing, we are going to lose balance. So I think these monks who are walking across the country, they are proving that they are working with that, having these two wings. On one hand, they have profound wisdom, and on the other hand, they have compassion, unconditional love, compassion. Actually, that's one of the reasons why this Puisok has become very successful event. It's successful in for many reasons, for many factors. One of the most striking factors is that they have that boundless compassion. And of course we can talk about the factors about the success of this event. So I just want to mention that it's that compassion and wisdom that is clearly seen throughout this piece form.
Thank you so much, Bhante Chandananda. We have a question from Janaki Nona. Would you like to unmute yourself? Are you, Janaki Nona, are you there? Can you hear us?
All right.
Okay.
Is it all right? Can you hear me
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
Bhante?
yeah.
Okay. I think the simplicity or the alpechatavya or whatever it is, I don't think it was just limited only to the monastics, but I think to the general public as well. Because the Sinhalese culture or the Sri Lankan culture was entwined with the Buddhist traditions and Buddhist culture. So actually it was nourished by the Buddha's Dhamma. So I have read that there had been so many houses during those days, and that when a rooster gets on the roof of one house, and it could just jump from one roof to another and another and another, and then ends up at the last one, so that the rooster could go a long way just walking along the roofs. So
I think we kind of lost her.
temples or stupas, those were the stable structures which were made to last for centuries and centuries. So I think it shows something to not only to the monastics but for the general the lay people as well, that we mustn't go towards so much of material things. I mean permanent stuff, because those things are not long lasting. But the Dhamma has shown the people what should be given the priorities. So I think it has got some impact on general lives of the people as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing your perspective. I would like to actually change the topic a little bit now. Also going to ask some questions, like share some perspective about these simple questions that we have received. I would like to ask Bhante some questions that we received on Buddhism. How can we maintain consistent mindfulness throughout a busy monastic schedule? Would you like to share your opinion?
Yes, Bante, I think the very reason why we need to practice mindfulness is because we become busy, and we tend to become busy, and we need to remind ourselves that yes, this is the time we really need to practice mindfulness, because being busy sometimes can take us completely away from our path. But again, when we consider about this, we can understand that even in the Buddha's time, the so-called royalties, businessmen uh, uh, who are having very busy schedule, they still manage to go to temples and listen to, associate with the Kalyana Mittas, listen to them and practice the Dhamma. In fact, they had been able to attain the first 2-3 stages of enlightenment while living household life, while still leading a busy life. So if they were able to do that, I don't think that we have, I mean, extraordinary excuses that we can come up with today. So it's all about a priority, I guess.
I like that. That's a very inspiring thing. If they could, like such busy people, if they had the peace of mind to even accomplish their spiritual goal, why not we? So we all need to try. We should, I think, many times we are kind of complacent, or we want to think of it as such a mission impossible. So it's a very, very far remote accomplishment. We won't be able to accomplish right here, right now. So many people are thinking that way, and they want to postpone it to Maitreya Buddha. Right? Many want to meet Maitreya Buddha, and then they want to accomplish those Magga Phalas. And I think that's a really risky thing. One, according to Buddhism, if as we have the Dhamma today, and we should practice, and that is a golden opportunity for us. And two, we don't really know, like within our lifetime or within our reach, if the Maitreya Buddha appears, and we don't know, we have no definite, um, um, saying that okay, we will definitely meet Maitreya Buddha. We don't really, we have no guarantee, right? And so it's better we practice today, and we should think of those busy people even, and we should manage our simple life as Karaniya Metta Sutta says, right? Sakko, what do you call, Sallahuka Buddhi, that simplistic lifestyle, that minimalistic lifestyle, kind of away from the busy schedules, especially in your uh, the more you become mature in your life, I think the more peaceful you should become. I don't know if that is happening practically, but I think that should be the case. Like in Hindu teachings, there is a beautiful practice they had, like brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi. I like that, gradual maturity into spiritual kind of solitude, bliss of solitude towards the end of their life. What they do is, when they are young, they study, they are fully focused on their studies, and then grihastha is their marital life and taking care of the families, and also doing their work, professional work, and then slowly they become vanaprastha, that is slowly abandoning, slowly renouncing, right? Getting away from their heavy responsibilities and giving baton to the next generation. And then eventually they become sannyasi, complete renunciants. That is a really, I think, powerful reminder to us too. The more we become mature, just like the paddy tree, as they are young, they become very strong and stubborn. And then the more you become mature, you are, humbled, simple, and you are close to the Mother Earth. That way, I think we should try to get rid of many unnecessary responsibilities, leaving those responsibilities for the younger, exuberant, more energetic generation, and then working on their own, on your own spiritual goal can be a beautiful path. I personally felt that's a really good thing if we all try. So even the monastics, if they work on this, they can hopefully find um, um, mindfulness, consistent mindfulness. That is the key, right? If we lose mindfulness, we kind of lose many things. So sati or mindfulness is the key factor. Bante, would you like to add some more?
Uh, if I were to add some more, Bante, since Bante already talked about the importance of mindfulness, now I was really fascinated by this newly coined term kindfulness. I hope the credit must go to Bante. Is that Ajahn Brahmanso? So he said that now we have plenty of opportunities to practice mindfulness, and mindfulness has become a really global practice. It has already transcended the religious labels, and now almost everyone has embraced the need of mindfulness. But also, if we can add kindness, compassion too, then we can truly become a wonderful human being. On one hand, we have mindfulness, and on the other hand, we have kindness. So then we can truly see the balance of our life, because mindfulness is greatly supportive for one's own spiritual well-being, whereas kindness leads not only to one's own well-being but also to the well-being of other people as well. So if we can have that balance, and of course I think it will be a great contribution for a healthy society.
Yeah. Thank you, Bante. We have another question here regarding the restlessness and um, restlessness and sleepiness. What is the best way to work with restlessness and sleepiness during meditation? I think many people, when they practice meditation, they take some time, and also they want to postpone meditation because they are not ready. They say they are not ready. So physically and mentally they are not ready, so they don't want to sit and meditate. And then the other thing is, when their complaint is when they keep meditating and they feel sleepy. So when the body becomes calm and quiet and peaceful, you tend to fall asleep. So this is, I think, an ongoing hindrance to many, like sloth and torpor, right? So udhacha is restlessness, and so what is your advice to them, Bante, who are dealing with restlessness and sleepiness?
Yes, Bante, I think of hindrances. Now we do talk about the Kama Chanda and Vyapada very extensively, but hardly we do talk about that restlessness and worries and restlessness and sloth and top. I think here in this question we see two parts, two hindrances connecting together. Let's take on the sleepiness part. So actually it's one of the very key thing that we need to address, especially when it comes to meditation. If we do not know how to handle it and how to tackle it, how to solve it, then we cannot expect to move forward, because it's very evident that from what the Buddha taught to Venerable Moggallana, in the Venerable Moggallana's case, actually, in the beginning, he was really struggling. Um, no matter how profound his knowledge would be, still he had that practical issue that whenever he wants to go to meditation, very soon he end up having sleep. So then once the Buddha knew that and realized through his vision that Buddha went there, and out of compassion for him, and Buddha asked him, Buddha wanted to help him and give him, provide him with some practical strategies so he can overcome that sleepiness first, before he would preach him profound meditative subjects, or the giving profound Dhamma. The very first thing that the Buddha wanted to share with him is that he needs to overcome that sleepiness first. So there, it was in that context Buddha preached the Pachalaya Manasutta, Pachalayana Sutta, something. I can't remember exact theme of the sutta. I think Pachalayana Sutta or something. The sleepiness. So there Buddha talks about, Buddha gave certain tips so he can overcome that sleepiness. He said that the Moggallana, whatever the thoughts that you are having when you are feeling sleepiness, just try to replace that thought with some other thought. Completely try to replace that perception. Then Venerable Moggallana asked the Buddha, Bhante, what if I still feel sleep? Then Buddha said, well, try to recollect something that you already recited, or you studied something. Once you try to recollect, then that sleepiness can go away. And Venerable Moggallana's sleepiness was so high that he again questioned that what Venerable Bhante, what if it is not working? Then Buddha further said that well, in that case you can try to recite something. As you recite, then the sleepiness can go away. What if that also is not working? Then Buddha said, then try to rub your the forehead and the earlobes with your fingers and all that. So then you can overcome that sleepiness. And then also he asked, what if it is not working, then what I should do? Buddha said that then try to look at some shining object, like the aloka sanya or something. So once you draw attention to light, especially once you are in gloomy dark area, you tend to have sleepiness. So just move out of that environment and try to expose yourself to light, where you have light. So then it can reduce your sleepiness. And then he was so sleepy that he asked Bante, what if it is not working either? So then the Buddha said, then you can go to sleep, but under one condition. This is how you are supposed to go to sleep, having the lion posture, and also setting alarm in your mind, the waking up time. You need to set it up in your mind, determine that time, and then go to sleep. So Venerable Moggallana practiced accordingly. As a result, he was able to succeed in his meditation. Not only he just succeeded in meditation, he was able to attain enlightenment with all qualifications, and became the foremost of iddhi, with all the iddhis, all the
Psychic powers.
psychic powers. So it was after listening to that Buddha's discourse about the overcoming of sleepiness, so we can see how relevant it is, how important it is, and how effective it is to draw our attention to those practical strategies to overcome sleepiness.
Yeah, thank you, Bante. Thank you very much. Pachalayamana Sutta, right? In Anguttara Nikaya. It's a very interesting sutta, as Bante mentioned. It's nodding off.
Yeah.
Many people have this problem actually when it comes to the meditation, because the other thing is, I think, practically, if you are tired, you see when you, if you are really busy working and then you come to meditate and you feel sleepy right away because your body really needs that peace. So if someone wants to meditate, I think they should plan it just like you plan any other thing. You have to plan accordingly in advance. I have a meditation session tomorrow 6 a.m. so I have to go to bed early and I have enough rest. So physically and mentally you have to be prepared for that, right? So that's very important. So in advance you need to do your homework. This is very important. This is an investment. You do an investment to practice the Dhamma, right? So you have to be prepared mentally and physically. And then when you go there, you are there. You are totally prepared for that. And even then, like the other thing is maybe in the morning, so for some people early morning is difficult. Especially I think Gen Zs, they find early morning more challenging. The young people, for some it's the morning that is comfortable, for some it is the evening that is comfortable. So we need to find a better, more compatible. You need to find your own comfortable time slot, right? That's important. And then immediately after food, maybe you feel a little drowsy. So maybe sitting meditation would be little more challenging. So then maybe you can go for like walking meditation instead, right? That can be the other thing. So somehow, if you keep doing it, you listen to your body and you listen to your mind, and the mind will also listen to you eventually. And then wherever you are, in whatever mode you are, mood and mode and conditions and circumstances, you should be able to practice meditation without sleepiness and without laziness, without restlessness. I think, yeah, so this is, I think, some of the lessons that we learned today, and maybe one more. One more maybe answer, probably question we could probably answer. How can we balance study and practice effectively? Bante, many people think like when we are overwhelmed with studies, we can practice. And some say when we keep practicing, we can study. So that's another thing that many people have. So how do we balance this pariyatti and patipatti What is your opinion on this?
Yes, Bante, thank you for that question, Bante. I think it's really interesting, and um, I believe that, as Bante already mentioned, those two terms, pariyatti and patipatti, uh, we need to give the equal emphasis on both instead of underestimating one and overestimating the other. Rather, we should give the equal emphasis to both because there is that I mean, the gradual path and also interconnectedness. By nature, they are so indispensable. They are so connected. Once we do not have if we are not well grounded on pariyatti, then it's hard for us to practice patipatti. And if we are not practicing or living in accordance with patipatti, then no pativeda. So this sasana, as Bante said, that this sasana is threefold, that pariyatti, patipatti and pativeda. So it's really interesting Bante asked that question, because nowadays we see that people, they are adhering to one or the other, like they don't see the relevance of all these three. Rather, we see that some people, for instance, those who have a special inclination towards the acquisition of knowledge, they really take pride in acquiring knowledge. And once they are in this academic field, and they take so much pride in acquiring knowledge, acquisition of knowledge, and they look down upon the practice. And on the other hand, those maybe meditators who are dwelling in the forest monasteries or meditation centers, sometimes they, because of their passion, or what do you call that, they are so much interested in practicing meditation, that they don't want to even read text and get the knowledge. So they sometimes neglect the need of the textual knowledge. So I think rather we should have the integration of both the textual knowledge and the practice. Always we have to make sure that our very practice always we derive that practice directly from the pariyatti. If our pariyatti and patipatti, if they are not matching, if they are not compatible, then there is an issue that we need to figure it out. So because having pariyatti with us is like having the Buddha right in front of us. Pariyatti is nothing but the Buddha, the presence of the Buddha. So Buddha is there like the greatest Kalyana Mitta in front of us. He has clearly enunciated, taught the Dhamma. So then we need to derive our practice accordingly. So I think we need to understand that integration, the importance of that integration.
Thank you, Bante. Passion and compassion also should go together, like kindness and mindfulness together. Because if you are too much into something that is extreme, so the middle path is the best, right? Yeah. So we need to have the merging of both compassion, mindfulness, and passion also. Enthusiasm, they are all very important, but you should never underestimate the power of the knowledge and also the power of practice. So they all go hand in hand. Only then we can actually go for the higher goal, the Pativeda, right? The realization of the Dhamma. So for everyone, I think that makes sense. Even in day-to-day life, if we are so much into studies and then we don't actually take care of the other things like worldly matters. You don't know anything about the reality of life, and you don't know little tricks about life. For example, we talk about the whole person education, Bante, and today we see many people are really focused on bombarding with lot of knowledge. So it's like feeding the head all the time, feeding the brain all the time. But sometimes you lose your head, your heart, right? So the heart, the balance between the head and the heart, and also the hand.
Yeah.
So I think the balance between the head and the heart and the hand should go together. That way we can maintain a better, comfortable and a balanced life. Otherwise there will be an issue, yes. So they all go together. Like head is the knowledge. Heart is the emotions, the humanity, those compassion, the generosity, those things. And then the hand is the skills that you learn from your parents, maybe from your friends, from people around. You need to know how to assemble things, right? A lot of kids today, they don't know how to assemble things, and simple things they don't know, because they are too much into overwhelmed with so much studies, so much brain, so much head, and also then they might have so much pride and ego. You just build your ego, but you actually lose the more human conditions. Those are very, very important nourishment for you, right? So I think we need to think of this. Especially for young children, I would like to suggest, please make balance. Please learn how to cook, how to, also you can help your parents at home. You should learn how to do things like maybe planting a tree, right? Working in the backyard. You have to learn all these things to maintain the balance. And also learn from your parents wonderful maturity, their lifelong experience. You can learn so many things, and that way your life can become a very balanced life, and that way you can live a more comfortable life. Given a situation like, let's say, you don't know how to swim, and then when there is a flood or when there is a tsunami or something, some people who knew it, they could probably save your life. And maybe the other things also, like you should be comfortable with. Bante, I want to mention about one thing that happened to me when I went to Japan. I remember when we were traveling by a train. I heard Japanese people are really avid readers, and I had a great respect for them. And the young generation, I think this is some years ago actually. That time so many young kids, they were having their cell phone in their hand, and they were like glued to them. They don't look here and there. So they had that xenophobia kind of. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to talk to strangers, and that way they found it challenging and it's difficult, and they kind of isolated themselves. So I think we need to also have that balance. We need to know how to talk to people, right? And we need to be mindful, aware of the things happening around. Otherwise, we just glued to a comfortable zone, that is the cell phone or the smartphone. And yes, you have a good company there, you have a lot of information there, but then look around, and you have real people, right? You have real people, flesh and blood. You should know them, you should feel them, we should talk to them. Otherwise we will like be so much alienated from the rest of the world. We will be with maybe AI, artificial intelligence. We will be with other technology, but we will be so much away from the reality, the real people. So I would like to also mention that thing today. Before concluding today's session, I would like to ask Bante to say maybe a few words about how to motivate our young generation, how to be better children, how to be better humans today, as a monk who has been practicing for so long. What message can you share with them?
Um, I think Bante just already mentioned what they need to practice and what needs to be done. It's really interesting that Bante already mentioned that the need of having this full personality, that we need to not only to feed the brain and we need to feed heart, also we need to take care of the behavioral aspect of our personality. In fact, Buddha also expected us to have a full development, have a full personality, development of full personality. So as Bante already mentioned, that cognitive aspect, emotive aspect, and also the behavioral aspect, they are so important. And as Bante was mentioning about the the
Gen Z.
Gen Z generation. So yes, what they are lacking is that they are really lacking that skills to develop human contacts, and they don't see the relevance of having human relationships. It's unfortunate. So it reminds me of another interesting gatha found in the Jataka Pali, I believe. It says that as we study, we need to study everything. We need to know everything. As Bante said that we should have those skills. The physical skills and the mental skills, emotional skills. So that particular gatha says that Sabban sutta madiyeta hina mukkatta majjimang sabbas sattan janaya nacha sabbam payoje hoti tadisako kalo ya vatta vahansotanti. Sabban sutta madiyeta, everything has to be learned, everything has to be mastered, everything has to be studied, regardless of their superiority, the superiority nature, inferiority nature, or sometimes they could be mediocre, but still, regardless of that quality, we need to study them well, learn them well. We need to know the meaning of everything. Sabba satanjaniya, nature sabbam payoje. But under one condition, we don't have to put everything into practice. Just because we know, it doesn't mean that we need to put everything into practice. But hoti tadisako kalo ya vatta vahansutanti. There comes a day where the knowledge we gathered comes in handy. So they are going to be really beneficial. So as Bante said that of course we need to have those skills. We should know how to swim. We need to know how to cook our food, and also a lot of skills, lot of the competencies we need to improve, we need to develop. It all helps us contribute to having to have a full personality. That is very important. I think if our young children can remember again and again what Bante already said, it's really very good enough for their well-being.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bante. This is another very important, I think, enlightening Dhamma chat we had. And during this short time period, as we come to the end of today's Dhamma chat, let us gently reflect on the things that we have discussed today, not just as ideas but as guidance for daily practice. So, Dhamma is not meant to remain only in words. It comes alive when we bring mindfulness, kindness, and wisdom into our thought, speech, and action. So, with that, we would like to conclude today's session, Thursday Dhamma chat. We will come to you again with another Dhamma chat coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Please mark your calendar, and you can also share your questions if you have. You can send to us like info@dhammausa.com, or if you are with our Dhamma USA social media network, you can always connect with us through Facebook or WhatsApp and email, so that we will be able to answer your questions. Or else you can also come to us with the live discussion, and you are always welcome to ask your questions and share your perspective with us. With that, we conclude today's session. Thank you everyone for joining and sharing your questions with us, and hopefully that will be helpful to many people. So in conclusion, today's may we continue to practice with patience and sincerity, supporting one another on this path. Even small moments of awareness, repeated again and again, gradually lead to clarity and peace. Thank you to everyone for your thoughtful questions, attentive listening, and shared commitment to Dhamma. May the merits of this discussion contribute to your well-being, inner calm, and progress on the noble path. May you all be well, peaceful, and mindful. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Namo Buddhaya.